kids, it's Mrs. LeClercq, and we are going to talk about frogs today. And when you think about frogs, usually you think about the color green, maybe something like this. This is a toad. Or you think of these guys, like this one, very common frog. Any of these people. Well, creatures. They're not really people. These are frogs and toads, and this is what we think of when we think of frogs and toads. There are so many different kinds. There are more than 5,000 different kinds of frogs. And so today, I want to talk about, I wish I could talk about all of them. Look at him, and look at him. But I decided that we are going to look at poisonous frogs, poisonous dart frogs. Look at these guys. See these? All the different colors. So if you, I sent you a poster and I'll send you some pictures and you can look even online and find a nice poster of different poisonous dart frogs. And I thought it would be fun to make some that you could touch. So look, my idea. Of course, you can always make them out of paper, however you want, once you look at some nice pictures. But I thought, because frogs are so nice to hold and touch, you could go outside and find some stones, some rocks. You see? And my idea was to make five different ones. See? And if you don't have paint, you may have colored pencils. Maybe you have nail polish. Maybe you can use mommy's makeup. But there are different ways to color these stones. So I tried with a regular colored pencil. A wax crayon will work as well. Or you can use paint. See, if you have paints like this works. Not too much water. Or if you are lucky and you have these kinds of paints at home, you can use these as well. Anything, as long as you can color the stones. Because the reason why I thought it would be fun to do poisonous frogs is because it's so fun to talk about poisonous frogs. Look at this one right here. I like that one. That's a poisonous frog. And somebody might ask, if you just touch these frogs, would you die? Mostly no. You would have to eat one. But the reason why these frogs are poisonous is because they eat spicy ants, spicy termites, teeny tiny little bugs called mites, and they eat so many of them. And the ones that only eat those little bugs are the most poisonous. And the most poisonous one is a really nice colored one called the golden poison frog. It's a golden one. And it is this color. Let me show you. It's like if you had orange and yellow. Orange and yellow together. This is about the color of the most poisonous frog that there is in the world. And it's the most poisonous animal in the world, even more poisonous than snakes. You see, like this. So you can play games with your little frogs. See? And to make the eyes, you need a black marker. Or you can try to paint the eyes, but that's hard. So I thought if you had some kind of a black marker, you can try just do like this. See, and that's your little frog. That's what he looks like when he's peeking up out of the water. See? Or you can even put dots on them. You can do them how you want. You can get more exciting and put little legs and arms, but that's up to you. Basically, the main point is to have different colors, because we're talking about different kinds of frogs. So you can have different sorts of frogs, and you know that you can't go wrong. You can do any crazy old thing, and I bet you there's a frog that looks like that. So look at this. He's blue and orange and black spots. So you can get your stones And my advice is that you should try to get a stone that's flat. That's flat. So that way you can hold it in your hand as if it was a real frog. So now I'm going to put eyes on this one. And maybe you put a smile. See, look, little frog. And I think it's nice if you paint the frog and then you can draw on top. That's a good idea. Okay, and make sure you might want to wash. Well, you might want to. You should definitely wash your rocks first. That's also fun. Get a pan of water and wash the rocks. You can take an old toothbrush and wash the rocks. Then paint them, and after they dry, you put the eyes. And then you have a little nice collection of frogs to play with. You can find all sorts of games. And one funny thing that you might want to try is pretending to be a mommy tree frog. Did you know that when tree frogs lay their eggs, they don't lay them in water. They lay them on wet leaves and under leaves in trees. And then, or even the poisonous dart frogs do that. And when the babies are born, they will put the babies on their back, one by one, and then carry their babies to water. So that's a fun game. You can see if you can put your little frog on your back and walk across the room and deliver your little frog nice and safely to the sofa. You can try practicing walking around with the little frog on your shoulder. That's what they do, and I didn't know that until I was looking up facts for you about frogs. So that's my idea. We can talk about all the different kinds of frogs there are, because not every frog looks just green. There's so many, 5,000 different kinds. So you can have fun making all sorts of frogs. And like I said, you could make your own collection with paper, but I think it would be nice maybe this weekend to try and do some frogs out of stones. You have everything you need at home. All you need is some color. Wax crayons work, colored pencils work. And look here, what I borrowed from my neighbor. Mrs.LeClercq is always talking about her tadpoles, and they go right back. So don't worry, I'm not in any sort of criminal danger. They belong to my neighbor. Those are my little tadpoles. See them swimming? There they go, there they go, there they go. So they don't have legs and they don't have arms yet, but as soon as they get their legs and arms, I will go and put them back in my neighbor's pond, right there. So anyway, I hope you have fun making your little frog collection. Mrs.LeClercq is making a collection of 5 different poisonous dart frogs. And what's a dart? Why do they call it poisonous dart? I'll show you. So, you see that? Like an arrow. In the jungles of Central and South America, when people were hunting with bows and arrows, they would take the tip of this arrow and rub it on a frog. And then this arrow tip was also poisonous. And yeah, because frogs will not run and chase you and try to bite you. They don't attack people, but an arrow is exactly for that reason. So it was a poisonous arrow, a poisonous dart. And it was made with these cute little guys. And they only have flashy colors so that they can warn you, don't eat me, don't eat me. I'm spicy and deadly. So they try to give you fair warning by being so brightly colored. And most animals listen. They do have a snake that can eat them, but most everyone else stays far away. And they know, don't eat these brightly colored poisonous frogs because you won't feel good after. I think you can make this. I think you can have a lot of fun making a little collection of different colored frogs. So I hope you have a nice weekend. Go outside, find some flat stones, and I'll see you again soon.